Welcome to episode 71, the next phase in reopening Massachusetts. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Maloney. Thanks for joining me today. Today I want to talk to you more about opening Massachusetts. We've all listened to Governor Baker. He's changed things on us. He's said phase 1 through 4, and then suddenly we had steps 1 and 2 involved within phase 1 through 4. So now we're just all kind of confused once again, trying to figure out, those of us who own businesses, how to open businesses, and those of us in real estate who need to advise clients when they can make offers again and when they can get back out there on the buyer's seat or the seller's seat. They need to know what's going on. So one of the things we can do as a real estate professional in the modern day industry right now during COVID time is really educate ourselves a little more heavily than the client can on what phases mean and who can get back into that, buyer's seat, seller's seat. All right, so let's talk about who it is and what they can do. And then first off, actually, let me stop myself for 1 second and just say, one of the reasons you want to do this is we sometimes don't have the best things to call them for during a time like this. We have riots on the television. We have lots of things going on. Lots of people are nervous about what's going on. So by watching things like these, when they can get back to work, it's giving people positive news when a lot of people are not giving people positive news. And I can say there's a lot more good going on in the world every single day that's not making the news. And if I were on the news, I'm sure you'd be seeing a different product than what they put out there currently. But I don't run the news, so all I can do is say you guys need to be the fosterers of good news. You need to be the one who brings the good news to people so that you can make sure that your clients stay happy and that your clients stay educated, that there is a great market out there. We are in a current seller's market that's insanely good. People are selling properties for way over asking price. People are buying great properties that have never been available in the past as family generations move out of properties. We have a lot of transition going on in real estate and no education happening on the outside of it. Even some agents, just because we have such an old industry, we have agents that are spreading COVID fear because they fear for their life, understandably because of their age and everything. But we were an essential business. We ran right through this. I know some people shut it up, which gave a false impression that this industry was slow. But I can tell you, I have agents within this brokerage that have 7+ houses under agreement. I mean, that's insane. We definitely have a crazy busy market. So let's get back to the next phase. First off, I'm reading right from a paper I took right from the website. So I'm not making any of this up. This is not my fact. If you want to fact check it, go back over to mass.gov and check out everything they have there. I take no responsibility for what they say. First, we have the following businesses will be eligible to reopen in step 1 of phase 2 on June 8th with contingencies. So first we have retail with occupancy limits. So all the different retail outlets, they can now get started opening. Before they were curbside, now they actually can let people within the building. Childcare facilities and day camps with detailed guidance. So before it was a real challenge for those parents out there trying to figure out how to get their kids basically watched. Some people kept themselves out of work. They had to take more time off. I know one of my cousins even has time off so that he can deal with his children. It's a very important thing. So you have those parents out there that you're working with that maybe are out of work just because they are taking care of the kids. This might set them free to become a potential buyer or seller. Next, restaurants, outdoor table service only. I can tell you I drove up and down Route 53 right here in Massachusetts yet last night on my way home, and I was shocked by how many people were eating at how many different outdoor tables. And you know what? It's actually kind of fun. I mean, we live in a first world country here in the United States where everything has always been fancy, and everybody wants the restaurant that has the next step. And now we're all eating on plastic chairs and looking like we're at school lunch and things like that. And I think it's kind of fun. It gives it a unique experience. We normally travel abroad and we can't do that currently. And it's like suddenly traveling abroad is going down the street and seeing what your neighboring restaurant does to deal with what's going on currently with these COVID rules. And dude, support local. I know if you guys didn't see it, there's been over $560 billion transferred to the 12 wealthiest people in the entire world over COVID times. And it's because everybody refuses to pay attention to buying local. So make sure to buy local. It's going to help everybody during this whole process. Next, we have hotels and other lodgings. No events, no functions or meetings. So we have hotels are coming back, so it does mean a little more travel and commerce there. Warehouse and distribution centers. People didn't realize how massive this was. I think this, I'm not going to judge anybody, but this is such a backbone to society, warehousing and distribution centers, so it's great to see that one coming back. Personal services without close physical contact, such as home cleaning, photography, window washing, career coaching, and education and tutoring. This is great because there's a lot of people out there feeling very lonely during these times. So I think this is going to be a big one for people to be getting back to this. And I think that this is ultimately going to lead to some positive effects in the real estate market, not only because it's more people back to work, but because it's more people spending time with other people and being able to communicate. I think that's a huge part of society. Next, we have post-secondary higher education, vocational tech, and occupational schools for the purpose of completing graduation requirements. That's huge because we had a lot of people that worked very hard towards their education and were cut off short by COVID. So this is great that these people are getting back to work. Next, we have youth and adult amateur sports with detailed guidelines. It means we're going to be playing soccer and football and all these other things. Depending on the contact sports, they might limit the contact, but we really have some exciting things going there. Outdoor recreation facilities. I saw people mini golfing the other day. I saw people doing a lot of the normal things that we miss so much. But again, realize if you have a buyer or a seller in any of these professions, you need to be reaching out to them and checking in on how they're doing. And if there's anything you can do, whether it be physically or phone calls or anything you can do to help their businesses. Let's remember, guys, community is about coming together. Time like this is a time to reach out to people and say, do you need help? Do you need help moving picnic tables so you can get your business open? Do you need help washing down the counters because you've been closed for months? Who knows? But just give your friends a hand with their businesses, especially as real estate professionals. Get out there. Even if you're not selling anything right now, now's the opportunity to lay down some great relationships and show that not only are you vested in the real estate, but you're vested in the community that you serve. Professional sport practices, no games or public admissions, so the professional teams are back practicing, so we won't be seeing NFL stars that need to go on a diet or anything anymore. They're going to be back working out. No worries there. Okay, non-athletic youth instructional classes in arts, education, or lifestyle skills, and in groups of less than 10. So that's exciting for those people. Driving and flight schools, great. That's something that when you hit the age of 15, you're really excited to get into that driving school, and I think it's a real bummer that they couldn't get it, so I'm glad to see them going back. Outdoor historical spaces, no functions, gatherings, or guided tours. This is really nice because these places struggle to survive year after year. They survive on donations and they donated time and everything, and they take miles of leap stones backwards when they're not there taking care of those properties. So exciting. Funeral homes with occupancy limits. Another great one, guys. This has been a sad time, a lot of death. A lot of people have not had the right opportunity or anything like that to do a proper funeral for their own loved ones. So that's a really good one. I know it's not that exciting to think of a funeral, but it is exciting to think of a funeral when you thought you were not going to be able to have one for a family member. And I hope that people can maybe catch up on some over time as things move on here. Then the following businesses will be eligible to reopen in step 2 of phase 2 at a later date to be determined. So that was step 1, phase 2. Again, we went from phases 1 through 4 to phase 1 that was good. Then phase 2, we come up with step 1 and 2. So any confusion there, those first ones were already going back. Next ones are going back when the governor decides that we can all now return back to work. So this gives you an opportunity to reach out to your clients and say to them, hey guys, just wanted to see where you're at. Wanted to let you know it looks like you're going back. And just to be the source of knowledge, but also show that you care. You listen to what they do for work. You care about them as a client and that you're ready when they're ready. A lot of people don't realize, but when you go back to work, you only need 1 day in the seat of work to get your pre-approval back active. I can tell you one of my clients had a person who was a furloughed buyer. We walked away from the table. We sat on the sidelines together. After they got their job back on Tuesday. That Thursday, we had closing paperwork and we were already out of the house by the end of the week. So it's really exciting if you have that situation that people are going back to work, and it's important as a real estate professional to be reaching out to people, letting them know this information so that you don't miss out on transactions. Not only not that, but also make sure you realize that a lot of your clients don't realize that they're back and they're feeling depressed, they're feeling down, they think they can't buy, and all the while you knew about this information. So don't hold it back. All right, let's talk about step 2, phase 2. Step 2, phase 2. Next, we have indoor table service at restaurants. So that's coming up. People really excited about that. I know you guys have been seeing different restaurants. If you haven't seen the one down Cape Cod called Tomatoes and Tomatillos, friend of mine, Mark, he has a great business. He got into the pinch of what do you do here, so he put in a huge outdoor patio space. If you're looking for a great place to eat down in Sandwich, you can check out Tomatoes or Tomatillos, both great places and great takeout food. Remember, guys, give everyone plugs and help everyone you can in this situation. We all need to support each other's businesses. We've all been here in the past, and I hope we'll all be here together in the future. Close contact personal services with restrictions, including hair removal and replacement, nail care, skin care, massage therapy, makeup salons and makeup application services, tanning salons, tattoo, piercing, and body art services, personal training with restrictions. So these are all really exciting things, guys. I think everybody feels discriminated against in some way in their industry. Some of us were essentials, some of us were questioning why others are essentials, and now some of us are questioning why certain services can't open. I think we all just need to exercise patience and help each other as much as we can. If you're not open yet, reach out to somebody who is open and try to help them out in any way you can so that when they're open in the future, they're already running. They can tell you what they did in the past to keep their business running. We all need to help each other. And as real estate professionals, like I said, if you're not currently working business, if you're not currently working with clients, maybe you just get out there and help your existing database out. Get out there and say, how do I help you? Is it sharing posts? Is it giving you a little mentoring and tutoring on how to use the internet if you don't know how to do that? Is it just simply giving you a little bit of attention? All these things we can do to help the local community out. It's sad that we need times like this to find them, but it is times like this that they matter most. So let's all work on finding how to help each other more. Remember, tell your clients, be the educator, don't invent information. Go directly to mass.gov, go directly to the source. Don't listen to the news. Don't listen to these people telling you things. Go directly to the mass websites. Check out what it says. Read fact lists like this and then relay them back to your clients so that you can ensure when they go back to work, they understand they can buy a house within 1 day of going back to work, that they can get back into the situation, that there is a such thing as getting a pre-approval conditional upon the return from furlough, that there are so many options out there. We're real estate professionals, as we call ourselves, so let's hold ourselves to that professional manner. Thank you, everybody, for listening today. If you haven't yet subscribed to the podcast, please do so. Also, please tell your friends, family, and everyone else about it. I look forward to continuing to grow our education together in the real estate profession. Thank you so much and have a great afternoon. I'll talk to you next week.